Hey everyone, so big news today in the lawsuit filed by Judicial Watch against Fani Willis. We found out that the judge has ordered Fani Willis and the district attorney's office to pay Judicial Watch, the organization, $21,000 in attorney's fees because Fani Willis's office failed to follow the law with regard to the Open Records Act. So they have 2 weeks from the issuance of the order to make that payment. It is interesting because I don't think the subject of the open records has been completely resolved yet either, because Fani Willis has said, oh, the records that they want, those are not subject to open records because they're part of ongoing litigation and we don't have to provide them yet. I don't think that that decision has been made by a judge, whether that's true or not. This is just the attorney's fees that have been awarded for them having to go through this process to get a response from her. So that is ongoing. And that is not even close to all that is going on with Fani Willis as we are here in early 2025. Because in addition to that open records lawsuit, we also had the Merchant law firm, Ashley and John Merchant, who also had to file a similar lawsuit to get the Fulton County District Attorney's Office to follow the Open Records Act. And we are still waiting to see whether Judge Krause will issue attorney's fees in that as well. And so I will say this as a taxpayer, I live in Fulton County. And so while I am glad that the judges are finally holding Fani Willis's feet to the fire, that she has to follow the law just like the rest of us do, it bothers me because I'm a taxpayer and, she's funded through Georgia and Fulton County taxes. And I don't want us to have to pay for her misbehavior. I'd really love it, and I'm just wishing here that, these kinds of things would come out of her salary, something that would really hit home to her so that we don't see them continuing to do this. Because for them, with their large budget, stroking a check for $21,000 isn't really going to be a problem for them. It's going to come out of somewhere, but it's not going to keep her up at night, right? So I just wish there was some way to make it really affect her so that we see changes in how she is handling her district attorney's office. But those two issues are not the only ones that she's dealing with. Toward the end of this year, we also saw the fact that the Georgia State Senate, if you'll recall, had tried to subpoena her because they're looking into her misconduct. And she had said, well, you can't subpoena me. And now yet another Fulton County Superior Court judge has ruled, yes, they can. They have the power to subpoena you. So we'll see how that unfolds. And even though President Trump has been reelected, we know right at the end of 2024, the Court of Appeals ruled that Fani Willis had to be completely disqualified from the Trump case due to her misconduct with Nathan Wade. Well, she has now announced that she is going to appeal that to the Georgia Supreme Court. We don't know yet whether the Georgia Supreme Court will take that appeal. Today is January 7th. Everybody's going to be watching to see whether they will. But they don't have to. By law, they don't have to take the appeal. We did see Chris Carr, who is the Attorney General, a week or two ago, issue a statement saying he hopes the Georgia Supreme Court doesn't take her appeal. Well, they don't have to. He has no power over the Georgia Supreme Court. It was just really his way of announcing his opinion publicly. But as we saw, other than her reelection, 2024 has not been a good year for Fani Willis. And even after her election, things went pretty downhill for her pretty fast. And 2025 is not looking much better. So I'm going to continue to follow this. I'll keep you updated. This has been just an absolute jaw dropper of a set of problems for an elected district attorney, a reelected district attorney. So it continues to stay interesting, and I'll keep you posted.